Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I have three things to discuss in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam, including this from Decrypt. Can Ripple be a player in the NFT world? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes, and perhaps probably going to dominate. Would be very good for XRP as well. Also, Elon Musk. He was in a newer tweet, kind of bitching up a storm. I'm overplaying it; it wasn't that bad, but he was complaining a little bit about Bitcoin and I believe it was Ethereum, and he thinks that Dogecoin can be a solution for some of those layer one problems with those cryptocurrencies. And a Ripple employee jumped into the thread and is hinting perhaps you just need XRP. So I'll share with you the specifics on that. Yes, Elon Musk. I still don't understand what the attraction is with this whole doggy coin thing. What about XRP? Come on. And then also, I gotta tell you this. I think that cryptocurrency exchange Uphold will be offering the trading of the Spark token upon its release, and I'll explain why. And you'll see. I mean, you'll see why I suspect that's going to be the case. They have not come outright and just said that, but I got to show you something that was said today that I think makes it perhaps probable that ultimately the Spark token will end up being traded on their platform. Although I will say too, even outside of this, I already would have guessed. Like I think personally that most cryptocurrency exchanges that are supporting the airdrop of the Spark token, I think most of them are at some point in the future going to offer trading of the token. Why would you not want to capitalize on that? Because there's going to be a ton. I mean, it's clear that, to me anyway, that it's likely that at least that Spark token is going to be widely circulated, plenty of liquidity, and actually adopted and useful. So it could have long-term viability too. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a financial background of any kind, not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. All right, so into this first piece. Crypto markets took a dip this summer, but non-fungible tokens are as hot as ever. Sales of the tokens, which are touted as unique digital artifacts, totaled $2.5 billion in the first half of 2021 and are still going strong as collectors snap up NFTs of art, sports highlights, and much more. The NFT boom has brought new opportunities for artists, actors, and entrepreneurs, but also for blockchains and distributed ledgers. While Ethereum is the go-to place to mint and store NFTs, rivals are trying to get in on the action, the latest example being Ripple. The company, whose fate is hitched to the XRP ledger, announced late last week that it joined a Series A investment in Mintable, a site that offers simple tools for anyone to make NFTs. And actually, I did cover that when that was fresh news here. But anyway, in an interview with Decrypt, Ripple executive Monica Long described NFTs as something we're betting on and said the XRP ledger is a natural fit for inscribing NFT ownership. In particular, she pointed to the ledger's very low costs and built-in decentralized exchange. And so Monica Long, she is the general manager for Ripple X, which is basically the development arm of Ripple. And so anyway, on the cost question, Long appears to have a point. Those who plan to mint NFTs on Ethereum often face an unpleasant surprise when they are socked with high gas fees, which are a form of transaction tax. In contrast, Long says using the cost of writing to the XRP ledger is more like half a penny. And so you got to think, because my humble opinion is that NFTs, even if they're hot right now and they seems a little bit like a fad, I still think there's actual utility there. So my guess right now is that NFTs are not going away. They're going to stay. There will be an evolution in terms of typically on what platform they're being minted and stored, of course. But I don't see how it's long-term viable, to have NFTs on a platform that doesn't scale. So if Ethereum is able to scale magically somehow, which I'm not convinced at this point will ever happen, but if it does, okay, maybe you got some serious competition there. But outside of that, it just doesn't make a damn bit of sense to me. And XRP, the XRP ledger, it's the first blockchain ever to have a built-in decentralized exchange. It's perfect for this, which is why Ripple is going the route that they're going here. And so anyway, the piece continues. Meanwhile, Long also touts the XRP ledger as a green alternative to Ethereum. While Ethereum is in the process of converting to a less energy-intensive process, its network currently requires oodles of electricity to maintain. You gotta like that word, oodles. Unlike XRP, whose annual energy usage is equivalent to 12 US households, according to Ripple's co-founder. That's astonishing, by the way. What do you know? Efficiency actually matters, and it makes utility and real-world adoption easier as well. Who'da thunk it, right? Anyway, Ripple, it should be noted, isn't the only one trying to nudge NFT enthusiasts away from Ethereum. The upstart blockchain Solana recently announced a Shopify for NFT service, while its executives are likewise citing cost and the environment as a reason to switch. But if Ripple or Solana do succeed in becoming big players in the NFT space, this could also paradoxically threaten the nascent industry. The reason is that NFTs, by their nature, are supposed to be unique. It may be easy to replicate things on the internet, but an artifact rendered as an NFT is registered such that it's one of a kind. Yeah, so I personally don't see that as an issue, because you can copy the Bitcoin blockchain. It doesn't mean it's Bitcoin, right? So I don't see it as a problem. Anyway, the problem with using multiple blockchains to inscribe NFTs is that it creates the risk of artists and other offerings the same unique digital artifact in more than one place. Such a situation would be akin to a homeowner using competing title offices to sell the same property to multiple buyers. Yeah, but it's provably the case what the original is. So, I mean, hopefully there would be sufficient regulation in place, and to prevent somebody trying to be shady about all of this. But there has to be a solution, right? It can't be that complex. Anyway, according to Long, there is currently an unspoken honor system among the big NFT players to prevent such a scenario from occurring. But in the long term, she says the solution will turn on achieving the holy grail of interoperability, a task that will entail a formal mechanism to acknowledge authenticity across multiple blockchains and ledgers. It's still very early days for the NFT market, as it is for much of the crypto industry in general, but the recent efforts of Ripple and others to compete with Ethereum as registries of record is something that merits watching closely. And so the reason this is good for XRP specifically too, and this is my understanding anyway, is that in order to create a non-fungible token on the XRP ledger, to issue an IOU, that's what it is. You're issuing an IOU on the asset on the ledger, effectively. That takes XRP, right? Some has to be held in reserve, so it should affect the supply and demand dynamics. So, like in a world where the XRP ledger is heavily used for this use case, it should result in XRP getting tied up. So that, in theory, should be good, right? And then there was this, Brad Garlinghouse, he tweeted out this article that I just covered. He wrote, "Very cool to see how far NFT tech has come already, especially in comparison to my comic book collection growing up," with a little laughy face. And then there was this. Somebody named Matt Wallace wrote the following on Twitter. "Reminder, the Dogecoin update is coming soon. It will position Doge perfectly to become one of the most used currencies in the world." To which Elon Musk responded, and he wrote the following. "Bitcoin and Ethereum are pursuing a multi-layer transaction system, but base layer transaction rate is slow and transaction cost is high. There is merit, in my opinion, to Doge maximizing base layer transaction rate and minimizing transaction cost, with exchanges acting as the de facto secondary layer." Man, I don't understand why Elon Musk, I've never seen him articulate why he's just so into Dogecoin. Out of over 8,000 cryptocurrencies, why that one? If anybody knows, please drop a comment below. I'm not sure, but anyway. Then this account named Documenting Bitcoin responded with the following. "A Bitcoin base layer transaction rate is slow and cost too high? ? What is that in comparison to? Bitcoin has 100,000 plus nodes protecting the network. PayPal has one. There is no other censorship-resistant network option for our money. We won't compromise on our one shot for humanity." And so the idea that there's only one, and it's Bitcoin, and it's the first, and it just happens to be the very best, right? That's ridiculous. That's maximalism right there. Maximalism is not healthy, it is not good, and it's not in line with reality. And so Ripple employee Matt Hamilton responded quite simply by writing only one thing: XRP. It's true, though. I mean, in terms of decentralization, it's arguably the case that XRP is more decentralized than the Bitcoin blockchain. But maximalists, they'll never cede that point. They don't want it to be true, and so they pretend that it's not, and they're disingenuous. Some of them probably believe it, but a lot of them are just disingenuous. And here's a tweet, a brand new tweet from David Schwartz. This is Ripple CTO and co-creator of the XRP Ledger, and he wrote, "Proof of work provides mediocre security and mediocre decentralization at high monetary and environmental cost. Truer words have never been spoken." And then there was this from Mr. B XRP, my fellow XRP YouTuber. He tagged Uphold. He wrote, "Hey Uphold, any idea how soon after a Spark token drop, if and when you will allow trading? Thank you." So he wants to know if they're going to allow trading, and if they are, when that might happen. And so Uphold actually responded, and as you'll see, I'm going to read this, but they didn't say whether they will or won't. But based on the way they worded this, it sounds like the answer is yes. You tell me what you think, but that's how I've taken it. Uphold wrote the following: "Hey there, no hard dates. Best thing to do is keep on the lookout for updates on socials." So they're telling, because again, he's asking, when will this thing be traded? And they're saying no dates yet. Well, if they don't know if they're going to trade it, you don't say no dates yet, you say we're not sure yet. So this is probably going to get traded, right? I think it's reasonable to speculate that. I mean, again, and like I said at the outset, though, I still thought it was going to happen anyway. So it's in my opinion just a matter of time. As long as there's sufficient liquidity, sufficient demand, like it's not going to be a problem. And so it's so fascinating, because who knows what the Spark token could be worth in the future, but perhaps an absolute fortune. We shall see. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.